Good morning, stitchy friends, and welcome to my floss tube channel. My name is Tricia. I'm so happy that you're able to join me today and spend some time. Welcome. If you're new here, I hope you see something that you enjoy, and welcome back to those of you who come back time and time again. I really appreciate it. I also want to mention, which I don't normally, is thank you for the comments. I love getting your comments. I did get a long comment from somebody that I've yet to reply to, but I will. I've been kind of busy this past weekend, although it's Wednesday, April the 1st. I had my grandson this weekend from Friday through Sunday, and then I also had an open house on Sunday. So it's been quite busy, but things are now settling down, and I think I'm getting into a new stitching routine in terms of when I'm going to post a video, which I think is going to be on a Wednesday because it just seems to work out that way. That way I don't hit any family stuff at a weekend because it was on a Sunday, and I miss the holidays as well, technically speaking. So here we are. I've got quite a bit to show you today. I have part 3 of my kit parade, which there isn't too much there, and we'll get through that pretty quick. I have my WIP go calls, so I will show you the projects that I'll be stitching on in April. I have a little bit of haul, and before all of that, I will go through what I've been stitching on in the last 2 weeks. I did a challenge in March with the semi-sane stitches, that's right. So what it was, you had to beat the admin person in number of stitches. And I did do that entirely throughout the month, and it took up a lot of time with my one project because I was putting in 500 stitches a day, and it's a full coverage, so that was a lot of stitches. So not a lot of other things got stitched on. They did a bit. I even managed to get stitches on my WIP go, the last 2 projects I had in that. Not too many, but at least I touched them. So we'll start with that. We will go through my WIPs first, and then I'll do WIP go, and then I'll do the kit parade. Or maybe I have a little bit of haul and a bit of exciting news, and then I'll do the kit parade, the last thing. Okay, so first up is my Haid Sal. I don't know if you can see this because it keeps switching. Okay, this is the Wise and the Brave. It's stitched on 25 count, 1/1 full cross. And I'm sorry that's sideways on and I can't get it the right way up. That was my starting point at the beginning of the month. And like I said, this was the main thing that I focused on. My goal for myself, because, you know, I'm not, if I beat the admin, I beat the admin, but whatever. My main goal was to finish the first 3 pages out of the 6 that I needed to get stitched. So this is where I'm at now. Isn't that gorgeous? Look, you can see the owl. And it won't be long now before I see the robin come in. Actually, I should show you. Why don't I show you what it'll look like when it's finished? It is such a cute chart, and I really enjoy stitching on it. So in order to get the 6 pages completed, I need to do 44,694 stitches total. which when I first worked it out was 125 stitches a day. Well, I'm well beyond that, but yeah, now I'm going back down. I'm going down to 200 stitches a day, and here they are. Aren't they cute? I'm sorry for the glare. I can't do anything about that. But yeah, I love this chart. I really do love this chart. So yeah, I put 14,000 stitches in, and this is where I'm at. And I just love it. It has a nice mixture of confetti, and I do have a little tiny block here where it was just a lot of one colour. And there are ninja stitches, obviously, almost in every block. But, you know, it's such a joyful stitch, and I'm very much enjoying it. So that's that one. So 14,000 stitches. I'm pretty happy with that. Overall, in March, which will show you how little I stitched on anything else. In March, I got 18,534 stitches, and I did stitch every day. I had to. So I did that. So anyway, so next up, what do I have next? Ooh, over here. So yesterday, I did manage to put several hundred stitches in my last WIP Go call. I was going to skip it, and then I thought, no, don't do that, because you really need to get this done, and I'm nowhere near done. So this is Lady Godiva. It was charted by Charting Creations, and the artwork is by John Collier. She is from my hometown, Coventry, in the UK. So I had to stitch her. I put in 341 stitches. I'm doing the typewriter method. This again is being stitched on 25 count, not the easy guide, just regular 25 count. And yeah, I stitched in here. Yeah, not too many, but at least I picked it up and I touched it. Yesterday I got in 846 stitches altogether, so I was quite happy with that. Okay, this next one, I managed to put into this one. I did stitch on it earlier in the month, and I put in an additional 215 stitches. This is Stargazer by Mirabilia, and I have finished all the stitching on this one. I can show you where I was at the beginning of the month. Let me find it. Here it is. This is where I started at the beginning of the month. So you'll be able to see that I did make some really good progress with this. It is being stitched on, I believe, 32 count Vintage Country Mocha on the wrong side. Yeah. I don't know if you can see all of that. And then all the way down with her dress. There's going to be a lot of beading to be done in this one. Oh, actually, I think there's a few stitches I need to put in, so I better leave that out. Just in the ribbon, I just noticed this. So here. There's some that needs to go in there, like maybe 3 stitches. So yeah, so I'm really happy with that. It would be great if I could get all the beading done this year and then she'll be finished. I started her, I think 22, but maybe 23. I'm not sure. Maybe 2023. It was a birthday gift from my son and daughter-in-law. So, yeah. Another WIP go for March was Anne Oliver, 1845, from Hands Across the Sea. This one is my namesake. That was my maiden name and my middle name is Anne, so yep, so I had to stitch it. And in this one I got 377 stitches. Yeah, so basically it's kind of hard to wrangle the fabric here. I stitched the flowers down here in the border all the way down, and I did this one here. So yeah, with me now no longer doing the admin challenge, I will be able to stitch on more projects during the week, so I'll have more to show you on a weekly basis than I did in March, because yeah, really, I think I probably stitched on my WIP goes, so there's 4 projects in my WIP go. I did stitch on my the Falling Snow by Shannon Christine. I did get more stitches in on that one because it keeps snowing. Somebody tell it to quit because it doesn't stop. I think we're done now, fingers crossed. You never know. So for Shannon Christine, I can show you, this is where I started on March the 1st. Here, and I have the stitches that I've put in the last 2 weeks, but I know that I put stitches in before that. This is called Falling Snow by Shannon Christine. I really do like this one. This one is stitching up beautifully. Okay. I'll sometimes take this one to a stitchy meetup, and every time I go, I put stitches in and then I don't know where I am. I have to take them out. I think I have to take some stitches out. But this is, so you can see how much I did from up here. And this is, so I've gone corner to corner now. So this is how much I've got completed all together. Oh, hang on, missing the edge. I was trying to be clever. Yeah. Yeah, so this one is coming along. Very happy with this. So that's the rest of my projects that I stitched on for March. Hopefully now we'll get a few more projects worked on. Yeah, my WIP goes, my WIP Go, I have 2 WIP Go boards. I have a full coverage board and a sampler board. They're there together on one whole board. So my WIP Go for this month, I have number 13, which is Christmas in Wonderland, and I'll get into that. Then I have Consider the Lilies and Autumn Montage. And then I have Winter Montage and September's Revenge. So, let's start. This is one I'm going to stitch on today. And my goal is to get 500 stitches into each of the WIP Go pieces. So this is September's Revenge. This is by Maximum Cross Stitch. It's being stitched on a 32 count linen, and I started this in September of 2023, I believe. Started this with a friend and this will be my starting point. I really would like to get this finished this year because I have done some work on it this year already. It's not a huge chart. This is a 32 count linen. Okay, I took everything out of its bag. It's Roxy Floss Co linen, and I'm using the Roxy Floss Co threads as well. And I'll give you more information on that when I show you how much I've stitched during the week. The next one is Autumn Montage, and I hardly have anything on this one. This one I started during Flossmas, I believe. It was the last time I stitched on it. Oh, I've opened it now, I can't. So, okay. So it is charted by Pain Free Crafts, and the artwork is by Janet Stever. And I have such a pitiful start on it. Look, you can barely see. This is it. So I'm hoping to get 500 stitches in that. So then it'll look a bit more decent. And then the other one that was called, ironically, both of them together, was Winter Montage. So let me find that one. Also by Janet Stever and charted by Pain Free Crafts. This has 151,000 stitches in total in it. But I really do like that. Got a little bit more in this, but not a huge amount. So this will be the starting point. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Anyway, it's going to get some work on it. So that's that one. And I think the next one also probably doesn't have a lot in it. The last time I stitched on this, I believe, would have been September 2024. That's disgusting. So what is this in this beautiful bag with wellies on it? This is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. Oh boy, yeah. So I started this. This was a cruise start. And, oh, I have to show you this bag again. So this is my bag with Wellington boots. And then look on the inside. This woman does an awesome job. And I have no identification anywhere as to who she is. But she was at the Stitches retreat, the Essex Needlework Stitches retreat that I went to last September. So that's where I picked that up. And this is how far I have got. I think I'm stitching this. Yeah, I have information. This is Stonehenge by Forbidden Fibre, I think. No, it's not. It is 36 count praline, and it's Edinburgh linen by the Forbidden Fibre. And that's all I have. Just not good at all. So, which is why my samplers are on my WIP Go, so that I can get some stitches in them. Hopefully it is on more than once, because I really need to get some stitches in this. I mean, I know it's the same for everybody, but I really want to, there's so many things I want to stitch, and there's not enough time in the day. I'm going to have to try and start stitching in the evenings. I find that if I've been stitching all day, then yeah, I need to take a break in the evenings. These are all the colourful colours, and they're a mixture of Classic Colour Works and Weeks Dye Works. But aren't they gorgeous? Ugh. Anyway, so that's that one. So that's coming out to play this month. So what I do with my WIP Go, so I'll aim to get 500 stitches in it. And then what I do is at the beginning of each week in the month, each Monday, although it's the beginning of the month on a Wednesday, so, but each week I will work on a WIP Go first of all at the beginning of the week, and then move on to other things. So, but today I'm starting on September's Revenge. So that's that, and I need to show you I have a new start. Yeah, it is called Christmas in Wonderland. It is charted by Charting Creations, and the artwork is by Claudia McKinney. I have been waiting for this since before Christmas. I am so excited. I love the Cheshire Cat in this and the White Rabbit. So I'm going to be starting this. There isn't 5 weeks in April, is there? When will I start it? I could start it on Monday. We'll see. I have family here on Monday. Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So, not sure. So that I just bought this last week. You want another look at the deliciousness of this chart? It will be stitched on a 25 count Easy Guide Lugana, or even weave. Is Lugana and even weave the same thing? I kind of haven't figured that out. This is the fabric for it. La! Isn't it so nice when you have a blank slate? Ready for stitches. Yes. So this project already has a little drawer for itself. I have most of the threads, I'm sure, over there in my boxes. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I am going to show you some haul. I don't normally do that because yeah, we live in tricky times for everybody and it's quite challenging. So I don't like to show everything that I've got, but I did buy some charts from Nashville, and I also got these. I've been waiting for these. This must have taken 6 weeks at least to come from Amazon. I'm going to try and use some of these for my full coverage projects, because the ones where you stick the needles in, they're like $16 each, and I have quite a few. But you can't keep buying those. And not only that, then you need the needles to go in, right? So I'm going to try these. There's enough here for 400 colours. So at least 2, maybe 3 full coverage, maybe. In this Christmas in Wonderland, let's see. Oh, doesn't tell me how many colours are in it. Okay. We shall just say a lot. I'll let you know when I start stitching on it, but I don't know right now. So that's part of my haul. These were like $20. There's 20 holes on here, or 22 with the hearts at each end. So then I'll be able to stick the symbols either side. That's my plan. But I'm always too much in a rush to get stitching. All right, so what have I bought? I think this one was from last year, but because I already had it in my cart, I just got it. So this is the Artsy Housewife. It's called Cats and Coco. Could be Coco the cat even. So there's that one. Oh, I got 2 Artsy Housewives. This one is called Grace. Isn't that pretty? I do like the bluebird. And these are smaller. These are smaller charts. This is 149 by 130 stitches. Excuse me. Okay. From... Oh, I know I have more than this, but anyway. This is Hello from Liz Matthews. I like this, and I like the way she's done it in a pillow. I think that's really nice. I might do that for my chair that I'm sitting in. And I bought a Jeanette Douglas chart, and I don't have any of hers. This is called Spring Alphabet Garden and Smalls. This is it here. And I do have, I don't know where it is. I do have Wise and Wonderful by Heartstring Samplery. It's going to be knocking about here somewhere. I don't know where that is because I want to start that one. I want to start that one and I want to do this pillow. Can somebody give me at least another, I don't know, 4 hours in a day? I won't be greedy. I just need an extra 4 hours a day. Yeah, 28 hours a day I think would work. Okay, right. So this is part 3 of my kit parade. Yay! Hopefully you'll stay around for this. I don't have too many left. Just a few, but it's more than a few. A few is only 3, so I'm lying already. Okay, I had a trip to New Zealand and I went into a store and I bought this. New Zealand is famous for its wines and sheep and manuka honey. Yeah, it's just a bookmark. Have I started it? No. And I bought this dimensions kit off Amazon a couple of years ago. I have a thing about these red trucks. I have a red truck. It's about this big and it's just like this truck here in my living room. And what I do is at Christmas he gets decorated with Christmassy stuff in his back, and then I do a fall theme, and I need to get and do the Easter bit which I haven't done yet. Okay, there's going to be a few zippers, I'm sorry, because I have everything all over the place here. So this is Garden Cat by Satsuma Street. And here he is. Isn't he lovely? There's 2 versions of this. There's this one as well. It's different. Why is that? Okay. No, that's it there. So I have this all ready to go. Yeah, and I kitted this up quite a while ago and I have no idea what the fabric is. It's probably a 32 count linen. It's quite nice. That's a good lightness. It's a bit darker than it's showing. And here are all the threads, which I really need to take out and put in my boxes over there. But I'll probably leave them in here for now. But yeah, I did another Satsuma Street chart and I don't know, it kind of put me off stitching Satsuma Street, and I have several of them. Maybe it was just I couldn't get the fabric right and I didn't know how to. I have a problem with 36 count. Two threads, 2/2 is too thick. 1/2 is too thin. I just don't like the coverage. And so, yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. So, Satsuma Street. The Garden Cat. My cats don't go in the garden, they can't. We have vicious animals around here. We have these things called fishers. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of a fisher, because they're really, apparently, very vicious. You may know of them. I never heard of them before. Okay, good old Google. Well, he looks really cute here, but he's a big boy. You see the guy holding one there? That can't be alive, surely. But they are vicious animals, and when we adopted Jack and Mia, who are both in here, by the way, we were told that we're not allowed to let them out. Not only do we have fishers, but we also have coyotes, which like to make a lot of noise at night. But hey. All right, this next one, this next kit that I've had this for a long time. It's Oh Santa by Rosewood Manor, designed by Karen Kluber. I got this through, his name's Gary, and he has a partner, a guy, yeah, can't remember their names, sorry. But this is the fabric and all the called for threads. This is most likely a 32 count linen. But there's all kinds of stuff in here, and there's another project in here as well. All the finishing stuff and pins and a tin, and I think there's a pillow as well that goes with it. And I've had this a long time, probably since 2022. These two guys, I'm really sorry because I can't, they have a floss tube and they now have a brick and mortar property where they cross-stitch store. And you may be screaming at me as to who it is, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago, and I have not even started that. So that's that one. This is a new one. Oh, I have this all kitted up, ready to go. This is Nightingale by Nora Corbett. So I'm going to stitch this on. I really don't like some of the fabrics they put some of these charts on the models on. So this is a linen. It's graceful grey. It's as stiff as anything, and it's a 32 count, but it's a nice neutral. These are the threads, and I have at least some of the beads and some Krynic. I'll swap the Krynic out for petite treasure braids. I'm not stitching Krynic. I've learnt that. So, yeah. So that's that one. So this, I've had this kitted up for a long time. I think I'm going to leave it out. This is, again, this is a 32 count linen, and it's kind of like, what do you call it, a taupey grey colour. And I was going to stitch this for a friend. She doesn't always watch my YouTube channel. Hopefully she isn't watching. So she'll know who this is for if she sees it. Yeah, so I think I should get on and stitch that pretty darn quick. So this is a Madame Chantilly chart. I haven't stitched any of hers before either. New to me designer. It's 106 by 120 stitches. I really need to get on this. So I'm going to leave this out. It is time. I'll put that over there on the other pile. And this one I just got recently. And I don't even remember what it's called. It is a Little Dove's Design. Oh, there's no picture. Oh, here it is. Home is my happy place. It is being stitched on 32 count linen, 36 count linen, I believe. Yeah, if I fold it, excuse me, if I fold it up, you can see it. These are the threads. Yeah, delicious. Deliciousness. I have quite a few big charts, big projects. So in my infinite wisdom, I thought, let's get some smalls and stitch on some smalls. Yeah. But I haven't even started them, so how can you stitch them if you don't start them? Which will bring me to this next one. Okay, so you know when you first jump into stitching again, especially if you didn't know floss tube existed, you didn't know about any of this. This was me in 2022. And I was watching floss tube, and it wasn't the Stitching MD. It wasn't her, but it's her friend. I was watching this other person, and she was stitching all of these on one large piece of fabric. And in my infinite wisdom, I thought, oh, that looks really nice. I would love to do that. So I'm going to go through this really fast, and then I'll tell you why I haven't done anything. So this is the Button and Beads, the Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Christmas Village Winter Series. And I would, this is how they come. Look, you see how the floss is all just like that? And it's stitched on the paper thing, which I wouldn't anyway. I would stitch it on fabric for sure when I get to that point. So this one is the Needle Workshop. If I bring it in closer, I apologize for the glare. I have the Police Station. And if you'd like to count along to see how many of these things that I have. This is the Barber Shop. I mean, they're very cute. They have cute little buttons on them. This is the Toy Shop. Victorian House. The Daily News. Schoolhouse. Cafe Grande. Oh my goodness. St. Nicholas Cathedral. Oh, this has a cute button on it. Look. This one here. This is the skating pond. This is the village bakery with a little gingerbread man. I laugh because I could cry actually. Not as much as my husband probably could cry, but anyway. This is the village inn. Yes, there are more. The general store. A firehouse with a very cute button. That's a wreath. Country church. The City Bank. Town Hardware. The train depot. Queen Anne House. The schoolhouse. The bookseller. And lastly, but by no means least, is caroling. And I do have another one. It's called the Tree Depot. Shall I count them and let you know how many is just in these? 1, 2, 3, 7, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. I have 23. I do not know where the Tree Depot is. I have these buttons. It's got to be here somewhere. Oh. Anyway, when I first opened the Tree Depot and I saw this mess, and they have it listed like dark blue, medium blue green, dark blue green, medium blue green, light blue green, and that's how it goes. And they're so hard to differentiate, and it's just like, I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that. I want to just to stitch. I don't want to sit here and sort out all those threads. And I have to admit that Emily, Crafty Emily, was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. She has a number of these, and she decided in Flossmas that she was going to stitch a whole bunch of them. start one every day, and she would stitch on one every day. She'd sort out all the threads, and she did it. I don't think, she hasn't finished it, but I'm like, now that's some kind of craziness there, right there, because, yeah. So I don't know when I'll ever get to these. Maybe I'll just sell them. I don't know. But there you are. We are finished, and we're at, I'm not sure, 58 minutes maybe? Not sure. I have to put my glasses on. Let me see. Where are we? Oh, 50 minutes. That's not too bad, because I did get the rest of my kit parade in there, and we did a whole bunch of stuff. So I will see you next Wednesday. Please come back and see me. I'm not usually this crazy or this long-winded, but yeah, let's get back on to a schedule. Wednesday mornings I will do a WIP update. Hopefully I'll see you then. I hope you enjoyed what I had to show, and have a great stitching week, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy Easter too. It'll be Easter this weekend, so happy Easter to everybody. Let's hope things calm down a little bit in the world. It would be nice. Okay, take care. Bye for now.